Hello, like, non-existent audience.
I don't know, mate.
Damn, bro. Do you think this isn't gonna go anywhere?
I'm Calamari. And I kidnapped my friends into this basement.
I'm just here, man.
Guard dog.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, we trapped water in here.
I was led here with baked beans.
Are you British?
You British? Out. No, wait, stay.
No, actually, you can't get past me. Thanks.
Yeah. Because if you try, you'll, I don't know, get crushed.
Sure. We can
New lore drop.
New lore, bro. New lore.
So, this is a, Reddit story that I found a while back. And the reason it's my favorite is because it is so clearly following a plot of a fanfiction.
Oh no.
Oh god.
So, it's a, so there's a popular ship in Pokemon called Nameless Shipping. It's a really cute ship between, the protagonists and the rivals. Here we go. You get a look at that. Cute. Honestly, one of my first real ships that I was like, this is my favorite ship. No one can convince me otherwise. And person who wrote this post clearly read a bunch of fanfics of this ship because their story sounds like the most cliche fanfic tropes from this ship. And I just love it.
I'm not hearing you out on this. Oh no.
Hear me out.
No.
Well, I kidnapped you. I have the key to the basement, so too bad.
I don't wanna leave.
Water, there's two of us. There's one of them.
I mean, like...
I have a chair.
You do got a point. What you gonna do with a chair?
Throw it.
I'd love to see you try.
That's what you should have made with your second one instead of you reading.
No. You guys are trapped here. I also have the key. It'd be somewhere. I accidentally ate it in my sandwich.
Okay, so we're all stuck down here. Nice.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, this isn't my basement. I broke into a house for this basement.
Oh, okay.
Time to read a Reddit story. Don't ask me why I printed it out onto this book.
Why did you print it out onto this book?
Catching up.
This post was made on r/am_I_the_asshole, and now I get demonetized. Oh well, I don't even have enough subscribers to get monetized.
Oh well.
Anyway. Post made by Up a Mountain, Up a Rope. And the title is, Am I the asshole for not bringing supplies to my friend anymore? I, 19 male, have known my best buddy, 19 male, since we were babies. We grew up next door. We went to the same school together in our tiny town. We went into the same sport and became rivals. I'm not proud to admit, but once we were in high school, I became a real jerk to him and said some awful things. Mostly because he was better at the sport than me and I was insecure. He ended up leaving town after graduation and no one knew where he was. I don't think it's all because of me, but yeah, I might have been part of the reason. He cut contact with everyone, including his mom. He was missing for months and everyone was worried. I really wanted to apologize to him, but no one could reach him. Then some kid from town was out exploring and spotted him living in a run-down house on the mountainside about 2 hours from town. You know, casually.
Just you will leave and go off the grid for a little bit, you know.
Yeah. And some random kid finds him on the side of the mountain. Just casually, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's happened to me, like... fucking-
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Just usual day, you know.
Yeah, I hate it when little kids find me up in the mountain. I was super happy to hear he was okay. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I went up the mountain to visit him. He was surprised to see me, but he was also very happy. We caught up, and I finally got a chance to apologize to him. It was like old times, and we rekindled our friendship even better than before. When I first visited, I saw he didn't really have much to eat or drink up there, so I started making a trip to bring him supplies every other month. It's close by, but hard to get up there. There's no road to drive up there, so I have to walk for a few hours. It's been a year now, and I'm getting kind of tired of it. His mom cries about missing him all the time. She can't make the trip up. I missed a month because I got sick and then had to make up work days. He was kind of annoyed about it and snapped at me because he was running low on supplies. But I'm getting annoyed that he insists on living up there. I told him he's hurting his other friends and family by keeping his recluse life, and he needs to stop being so selfish and come back to society. It was hurting me that he wasn't taking care of himself. He looks so crap, and I always worry about what shape he'll be in when I arrive next. I also told him that I was getting sick going up a mountain every 2 months. He told me he didn't ask me to, and I was the one that volunteered to do it. I told him fine, I would stop because I don't want to enable him to keep him living away from everyone, and I haven't been up the mountain since. I feel really bad. Everyone in town is telling me I should resume bringing him supplies and the gifts they make for him, because everyone knows when my is coming up. He's kind of a local hero from our sports day. They're saying I'm being a jerk, but I just want him to come back or at least move somewhere more hospitable. And I feel like if I continue bring him stuff, he won't. So how's the story?
Well, you know,
You know, the most
It's
not
just such a normal
Pokemon
thing.
fanfic ever. Here's a small update. I went to celebrate New York with some of my friends. I'm trying to convince them to do a group visit with me in a few weeks. I told them the only way I would go back up again is if some of them came with me. I didn't really want to go again, but I will if other people are with me. I'm hoping that if they go up there once, they'll take the initiative and start visiting by themselves too. Or better yet, we can all convince them to calm down. They seem vaguely open to it, but I'm not sure if it's we want to do this or if they're just humoring me to shut up. So, if this is a real story, how would you rate the OP?
on a scale of asshole to not the asshole?
Yeah. No, on attractiveness.
I would say...
Oh, yeah, absolute 10.
Oh, attractiveness.
Kind of the asshole, but definitely leaning a little more towards not.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say no.
yeah, I would also say not, but I'm like, feel like someone should, if this is a real story, someone should definitely call someone about it. It's like, hey, there's this person who's not doing well. They're living up a mountain.
By themselves.
Yeah. And apparently looks awful.
I'm
So
turning up.
Reddit deemed this person not the asshole.
Yep.
Do you want me to read some of the comments that OP has replied to?
Go for it, for sure.
So one person replied with, "Not the asshole. You do not have to bring your friend anything, and you are not responsible for his lifestyle and behavior. Also, if he cuts off contact with all, including his mother, you are not the sole reason. No one ignores their parents because a friend left them in high school. I am not sure if you are helping by not bringing stuff, but I am not sure you are hurting the situation either. Food for thought. Do you want to be his friend as he is now? Are you his friend out of obligation or because he has something to offer you back? Are there any social services in your community or volunteer agencies you might be helpful to him?" OP replied with, "Yeah, I want to be his friend. I feel bad for how things turned out in high school. Growing up, he was always at my house, and I was always at his. We hung out after school every day, etc. And then all the BS happened, which was mostly me, and we stopped talking for the rest of school. But when I talked to him again after apologizing, it felt like high school didn't happen. It was great, and I missed that. I don't know who to ask about that. I told the police, and they just said it was his choice, and he could come down if he felt like it." Thoughts?
So, okay, this seems sort of like I mean, obviously it's extreme social isolation.
Yeah.
And OP mentioned that the friend... I mean, okay, I understand, obviously. The friend... or OP wants to be friends with the person as they are now. But it doesn't feel like it's reciprocated so much by the friend. So
Yeah.
it's so very...
And also, they want to be their friend out of kind of repentance. I don't know if that's how you say the word, like, out of being sorry
Yeah.
for what they did, rather than wanting to
Also,
judge their friend.
sorry.
No, you're good.
Also, like, we never get told what he did in high school. It was just, I was mean to him.
Yeah.
Another person replied with, "Everyone sucks here. You should provide more info on..." Wow, I just said this. "You should provide more info on how you were a real jerk to him, because this sounds like serious bullying, if it's the potential reason for him going recluse." Oh, I can tell this person's British. his, they typed in mum.
Yep.
His mom definitely sucks. She's certainly manipulative and
Potentially.
Yeah, that's the word. Abusive. If he's snapping at you for running late, he doesn't then get to say you never asked at the start. Everyone who's asking you to do it could try to do it themselves. If he wants to live a recluse life, that's his choice, but he needs to deal with the consequences. Edit. See the comment below with edit. No, not crocodile tears from his mom, as I incorrectly assumed. OP replies with, "I told him that I didn't want to be friends with him anymore. I started calling him a loser. Our friends also started excluding him because I made up some shit about him. Yeah, it was stupid and I sucked. I feel horrible. I was going through some shit at the time. Not that excuses anything, and yeah, he didn't deserve it." Edit. His mom's actually pretty nice though. She bakes his favorite treats to send up with me, and he writes her letters and send them down with me. I tried to give him a phone, but the reception wasn't good, and he doesn't want to talk to her because he thinks he disappointed her from what she's told me was written in the letters.
Would have been a pretty good thing to preface.
I mean, at least he has some contact with his mom. Info. Why can't he resupply himself? OP replied with, I asked him during one of my trips and he said he doesn't want to see people. I tried to press him, but he wouldn't say much more after about it. Someone replied with, how did he survive and get supplies for the months he was missing? OP replied with, he had a lot of cans and water jugs when I first went up. He claims he also occasionally caught animals and found plants in the forest to eat. Sometimes I wonder if he was leaving to shop and didn't want to admit it because it was easier to have me do it for him. He did look very thin though, so who knows.
So very possible that he could have actually stayed up there that entire time then.
Yeah. Someone replied with, you're the asshole. You created a situation that probably led him into this situation. He needs help in the form of counseling and therapy. You try to make amends for bullying and ostracizing him. Sadly, just taking supplies to him is not gonna cut it. I mean, I somewhat agree with them, but I'm like, that's not really the question OP's asking about.
Yeah, but...
OP replies with, you're probably right. I like to think it wasn't just me who drove him up there, but I was pretty awful to him, so I just don't know. If I was so awful, he couldn't deal with me. He could have just moved away somewhere normal, you know? You didn't have to go up a mountain. Why was that so funny to me?
True, but also, I don't know. People are weird.
Yeah.
Mental stuff does weird things to people.
He said the point was that he didn't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
So just moving somewhere normal wouldn't fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, think about To Kill a Mockingbird, like Boo Radley type style. Just like stay inside all day. But like, I mean, I guess in some way, it makes sense if he just did not want to deal with people, period. But who knows?
So there's a new update.
Oh Christ.
I say new, this entire thing is like 2 years old. So back on New Year's, I made a post about not bringing supplies up to my friend who was living on a mountain anymore. There's the link to the original post. I did end up going back up the mountain with my friends, but like I said, I didn't bring supplies. We all tried to talk to him to calm down, but he refused. I was pretty disheartened, but he made his choice, and so had I. I told him I wouldn't be back. If he ever wanted to come down, my door was always open for it to him. About a month later, I was surprised when there was a knock on my door, and I opened it, and it was him. He was so thin and dirty, but seeing him off the mountain made me happy. I got him cleaned up, and now he's staying with me. I was a bit surprised that he didn't want to come home to his mom, but he told me I was the only one that made an effort to be there for him when he was acting unreasonable, and that he wanted to stay with me if that was okay. So yeah, he's living with me for now, and who knows what the future holds.
Huh.
I don't like that. Cause like, didn't OP said that the only reason his mom didn't go up there was because she couldn't?
You know, I don't know.
I mean, yay, he's off the mountain, but at the same time, it was just kind of like...
That ending feels so, like, anticlimactic. And also, he is now living someplace probably rent-free and still doing the same thing. Just with someone else in the house.
Yeah. There's an edit to the
Bring home
post.
supplies stuff to him.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's an edit to the post. Thanks for all the comments. I see a lot of you are concerned that I'm not going to be able to set boundaries with him or that he's going to mooch off of me. You don't have to worry. My grandpa set me up with a really good job at the local gym in our town, and I'm making good money and living by myself. I have enough to support the both of us for now, and I really don't mind him staying indefinitely. Giving him a safe space to recover is all I want for him right now, and we can worry about the rest later. We got him set up with a therapist online that will be seeing him twice a week, and I'm hoping it'll help him. I may be a little over my head when it comes to mental issues. I don't know how to help him myself, and I don't know when to ask questions or when to back off. I don't want to make things worse, and I'm a bit scared to talk to him about the past, but hopefully the therapist can help him. I also urged him to call his mom. He claimed he will sometime this week.
I mean, it's a step.
Yeah.
It's a weird step. It's a step.
Yeah.
If, like, I mean, I get, like, a kind of, like, give him a safe space, let him get adjusted type of thing. Because, like, he was just living in the mountains. Being able to stay with him indefinitely, like, rent-free, like, you're not gonna make him pay anything, kind of indefinitely. Because, like, I would let someone stay in my house, like, rent-free for a little bit, just to kind of get the hang of the ropes. But then, like, the minute that's over.
Yeah. I had to scroll down for a little bit, but there are people who are starting to be like, hey, this really sounds like a fanfic for this ship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a comment that describes it pretty well. This is literally the story of the first two Pokemon games. I feel like I'm going insane that everyone in this thread is taking this at face value. This is the character this post is referring to who disappears up a mountain, and then they link a wiki about Red. This character is the main character of the first game. The post is written from the perspective of the rival character from the first game. We get a link to Blue. OP even refers to this mountain man as his rival. Has nobody else made this connection? This is clearly some type of Pokemon roleplay fanfiction, and I'm losing my mind that no one has brought it up. Someone replied with, on their honeymoon in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I just find it really funny. Anyway, there's one more update.
Oh, dear Christ.
This was made on OP's, like, it's not really in a subreddit, it was just a post that OP made. So my buddy started therapy and made up with his mom. He's in a much better headspace now. Still hasn't gotten a job, but he does go out into the yard a lot and sometimes goes for hikes. He seems to still love the outdoors. He also loves animals. He recently got a pet rat that's the apple of his eye. Hi, I wonder what they're referencing with a pet rat. Nothing comes to mind. Like, nothing at all.
Nope.
No. Nah. Nothing at all.
Nope, nothing in the slightest.
But it doesn't seem to like me. The little jerk bites me whenever I pick it up. I have a pet chihuahua and she's much better behaved. I forgot that he turned Eevee into a chihuahua.
Excuse me.
Because in the fanfics, they usually give Blue a Eevee because Red has a Pikachu and they tend to be good polar opposites. Oh yes, a beautiful chihuahua. Look at that chihuahua!
Gorgeous chihuahua.
Absolutely. Flawless.
Wait, we need to name it an Eevee. We need to catch an Eevee and name it Chihuahua. Anyway, it might not be much of a surprise, but we're together now. Yay!
That's...
I always kinda had feelings for him. I just didn't want to admit it to myself when we were younger. And then we had a falling out, so it was easy to forget about it for a while. He said he also always liked me too, so what I did hurt him a lot. But we're willing to put the past behind us and hopefully move forward together. I can't imagine my life without him now. He gives me something to look forward to coming home every day. We're still in the early stages of our relationship, but I hope it lasts. We're taking a vacation to Hawaii soon.
That's not familiar at all.
Courtesy of my gramps. So I hope getting out there and experiencing the world beyond our town will help bring him out of his shell. And there's only 3 comments, and one person is just like, "This is the best ending ever. I am so happy for the both of you." Someone replies in all caps with "Blue Oak." And the last comment is just, "Blue Oak, what are you doing on Reddit?" Crying emoji.
It's not a real story.
What do you mean? It's so real. It's so realistic.
Oh, it's realistic, alright.
Yeah, it's so realistic. I hate it when I lose my friend up a mountain for like a few months. And then we get together.
Therapy and then you start dating them.
Yeah.
And then he finally comes down and is like, "Hey, I only feel safe around you, and I don't want to go see my mom or anyone." And then they start dating.
Why did I thought you were gonna use a different word?
I was, and then I didn't.
I'm glad that the OP at least used like, oh, a few months, because in the games / fanfiction, Red's gone for 3 years. I guess OP was a little worried about it not being realistic. So there's like, I'm gonna change it so people will buy it more.
Yeah, I guess.
Because in like the first post, I was just like, yeah, this could happen. Pretty weird, but I mean, this could happen. And the second post is just like, this is just a fan fiction.
Yep.
It's too picturesque.
That, and also the fact that it's like line for line, like word for word, like parallels.
Yeah.
Actually, not parallels. It's the same exact line, just like with a few squiggles added in here and there.
Yeah, like, I can point out every single thing that just like, yep, that happens in the fanfic / canon. Like, the kid who finds Red on the mountain is like the protagonist of the second game, so it makes sense. And then like OP, totally not blue, having a gym. Yeah, that also makes sense because he has a gym in the second games.
Oh, Reddit. My love, my shining star.
You see why I say this is my favorite post on about like a totally real story on Reddit.
A real, unplagiarized story.
Yeah, it's so real.
Nothing remotely suspicious.
So yeah, do you guys want to, I don't know, tell people where to find you? Give them your address?
I don't want to
like
doc.
a
No.
few inches, like, you know, in the description.
Yeah.
I'll send you those links later. Take this out of the video. Take this out.
No, I'm keeping it in now.
No, screw you.
You actually cannot find me anywhere. I'm...
Oh, you're homeless?
Yeah, I'm completely homeless. No, but I just do not post, so you can only find me on videos, rare appearances, you know.
You stalk
Or
people.
Admit.
Speaking of which, where's that key?